Yeah, it's that time again. I'm just here looking for love. Always try your best at everything. Yeah, that's a good dad tip.
Welcome. You've got dads.
That is so great. You've got dads. Okay. You know, of everyone, the one that catches me off guard the most, that I'm intrigued by in all of this, Damien. Damien Bloodmarch. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. On a Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts while I taxidermy my newest specimens. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What's your ideal date? It's night. We're at an industrial darkwave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. What do you never leave home without? An upside-down cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. Okay. I have to now. I absolutely have to. Wait, date? What do you mean, date? Whoa. What do you mean by date? Hold on. Wait, date? I just wanted to talk to the guy. Like, what's going on? You can't beat the whammy bar. Yeah, we know all that. Hold on. Let me... What the heck's going on here? Date? Hold on. Dream Daddy, a day. Okay. Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulators, a visual novel game released. Linux. The game was developed and published by Game Grumps. Yeah, great guys. It's released on the Switch. Oh, that's great to know. Here. Plot. The game follows a lonely single father who just moved to a new house in Maple Bay with his daughter Amanda. On the cul-de-sac where he lives, most of the fathers are single, and the player has the option of romancing them? Like we're... Like, we become a couple? I thought, like, they would be my connection to different types of people. Oh, okay, so wow. Okay. Well then, this kind of changes things up a little bit. Okay, so, yeah, quick research, and not quite what I was first expecting. It's been a hot minute since I even remember the game getting dropped, so couldn't remember a lot of the hype aside from like the body positivity and the diversity people were talking about. But this is a new development, and yeah, let's do this. I can do this. Besides, if I crash and burn, it's going to be hilarious.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay, you've got this. You got this. You can do this. Alright, we're just gonna talk to Damien. That's not too hard. Okay, we can do this. Let's go. First date. Wait, there's no, like, send up, like, we chit-chat to see if we're going on a date? It's just right to it? I mean, I'm just getting a grinder vibe here. Okay, anyway. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Ian, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letters several more times. Hey, Amanda? I need an adult. Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she's been crying. Hey, are you alright?
Hi. Yeah, totally. I'm cool. I just found out that the succulent I've been watering and seeing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic.
Aw.
Even the dirt was fake.
Aw. Oh, honey. Are you sure that's all you're upset about? You have to tell me what's actually wrong. I'm sorry about your plant. Okay, I will admit, there's a side of me that would immediately say I'm so sorry about your plant, but I've got a smart kid. I mean, I know better than this. But I don't want to be too accusatory, so hopefully I get dad points for this one. If there's, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And I'll always be here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on, or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that.
Okay, she's smiling.
But I'm fine.
Really. I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. Can you help me with something?
Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples.
I feel a little attacked there. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, this is how you kids communicate with each other now?
Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying lol and LMAO or whatever and decided that they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. You sarcastic little tart.
So what do I do?
Where's your pen and quill?
You can go to hell.
What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill, Dad? How will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball?
Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Alright, he's on the uptake, too.
Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land.
Oh, you little...
Or our dowry.
Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Like
the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still got a B, though. Smart kid. Great, so what do I say to Damien?
I got this.
Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Oh, God.
Sure thing, dude. Regards, Ian.
Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor? Estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. If he's got a butler, I swear to God. It's a little creepy. But I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Jesus. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here, and where is Damien? Ian, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry. There was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Huh, right, okay. Right. Oh, please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, the parlor again for some reason. This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Though extensive renovations, I've been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the anonymities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streams in the floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. The butterflies caught my attention, so let's look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. It's got a nice bookcase. You know, Ian, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. What did I just read? That's a rare book from my private collection. I walk to the window and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Weirdo. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn. Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out the full length of windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What? It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh! Okay. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative, actually. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I like your cape. I mean, clearly there aren't a lot of goths in Maple Bay. Him, his son, who I'm starting to wonder if that was the smart-aleck kid. But your home is really impressive. It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you interested in goth stuff? Well, I was a young boy. My father, Did he take you into the city? Sorry? Did you guys see a marching band? Oh, I need to cut this out. I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Get the fuck out. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest. To be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Ian, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing, and quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like watching soap-making videos on the internet. Love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. Well, he's into taxidermy, so... I'm sure that's his quirk. I've been a wordsmith this whole time, so... The, written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know, and, I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. In a sense. I wasn't a ska band, so someone had to write the lyrics. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches.
How delightful.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous, bright orange flower off of a vine. Lilium bulbiferum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? My loins are ablaze. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Thou art the tightest. Thou art the tightest. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Oh. Well then. And that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckles, sunflowers. I mean, I do like sunflowers, but I think aren't sunflowers more of an American thing? Snapdragons, because they're cute and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly a phone rings. Oh, Ian. Will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls his cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks to the back of the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I'd put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh, hey, a gargoyle! Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle!
Fix that guard.
What the? Okay. Whew, okay. So, that should be that, which means... Nope. Yes! With 29 seconds to spare. Nothing can beat reading in print. Whew, okay. Whew. Okay, whew, that was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Ian, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Is everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything's perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. Do you need help? Oh, no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Well, let's go! Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This, Damien, you have to see to believe. I can't seem to find Hugo's voice. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. Yep, I was right. We find another teacher in the boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose.
Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this.
I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks, some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
Oh, my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, wait a second. Lucien, did you try to cask of Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turned to Damien and whispered to him, What's cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot. But then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally, like that sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad?
Huh?
It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie.
What?
It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it to me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here.
Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week.
Ernest and Lucien high-five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs.
Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarks, you too.
Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in intense silence. Lucien, Damien, and I pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucien immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son, it's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. If anything, it's kind of like quarantine. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucien continues staring out the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's all right. And all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good. So, there's your silver lining. There is that. Yes. He's probably just going through a phase. I really admire how you handled that. Does this kind of thing happen a lot? He really did remain calm under that situation. I mean, even if my dad didn't rip my head off screaming at me on the way home, there would have been sarcasm out the wazoo. And then the shrieking would come from my mom, so, yeah. Either way, I'm getting yelled at. And clearly, he might not be going through a phase of his father's super goth. And he did bring up elaborate stunts already, so that kind of answered that question. I really admire how you handled that. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. See you around soon? It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching?
Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition.
I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling.
I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom.
But, honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad.
I am not pooping outside, Greg.
Of course he'd be a Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house?
I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go?
It got strange. We had to go to school to pick up Lucian, since he tried to...
He lured Ernest down to the cellar with a promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right?
How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me?
Lucian live-streamed the entire thing.
And for the record, I personally enjoy that story a little more than the Gold Bug, but still, Telltale Heart, classic Poe. I recommend it to everybody. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company and a surprisingly diplomatic dad.
I dig his style.
You know what? Me too. Moving Pictures is hands down the best Rush album. I get dad points for this?
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is it's a Victorian phrase. It technically means winning, so, ultimately, you've won.
Okay. So wait, there are dad points and then there are daddy points. So we're going with that oh. Okay, alright. I officially know what I'm up for now. I officially know what to expect. I'm back up to speed, guys. I wish they'd gotten a voice actor to do a Tim Curry impression, but so far I'm really enjoying this, and apparently I've almost ranked up in Bat and Goth. So there's that. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull up through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple of letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons! I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Amanda! She yells through the door. What? I have something for you.
I'm kind of busy right now. Can you come back later?
Okay, just thought you'd want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open.
Horn Institute for the Arts?
I mean, if you're busy, I can come back.
Father, please.
I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And I think we're actually going to leave it there. I mean, I've already had my first official date, so that was kind of interesting.